Good evening. Welcome to the Buck Stops here. I'm Vishnu Shom on the program this evening as police struggle to make a breakthrough in the rape and murder of a 32-year-old woman in Lucknow. There is another controversial statement from the Samajwadi Party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav, who says UP has fewer rape cases than other states in the country. In the process of defending Uttar Pradesh, is the hurt and horror of this tragic case being forgotten through insensitive remarks of political leaders. This evening, outrage over Mulayam's comment, is rape only a statistic in lawless Uttar Pradesh?
After the horror of the rape of a 32-year-old mother of two in Lucknow comes the political apathy. Mulayam Singh Yadav, infamous for his defense of the rapists when he made his boys will be boys remark, now says that demographically, UP reports the least amount of rapes in the country. The reactions, predictably, have come in thick and fast.
एक भी केस अगर कहीं होता है तो वो शर्मनाक है और सरकार को कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि उसके प्रदेश के अंदर एक भी केस ऐसा न हो पाए।
कानून को किताबों तक सीमित न रखें, इस कानून को कड़ी तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट करें ताकि प्रदेश की जनता सुखी और सुरक्षित रह सके।
जो उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार की और समाजवादी पार्टी नेतृत्व का जो रिस्पांस है वो बलात्कार को बढ़ावा देने वाला रिस्पांस है।
Even statistics don't prove Mr. Yadav's bizarre logic. The Crime Records Bureau report says that with 3,050 cases in 2013, the state ranks fourth in this hall of shame. But his party continues to defend their leader.
देखिए, नेताजी ने जो कहा बिल्कुल जमीनी हकीकत है। तो जब समाज में ही लोग नहीं इन चीजों में किसी की मदद करने के लिए रुकना चाहते हैं, तो उन सब परिस्थितियों को देख के लोगों को सरकार पे आरोप लगाना चाहिए।
The political war of words comes at a time when the investigations by the police don't appear to have achieved very much so far. The 32-year-old woman is thought to have been attacked on Wednesday night. She had been stabbed with injury marks in her groin. The post-mortem report does not indicate direct rape, but the nature of the ghastly sexual assault qualifies as rape under the new law. She leaves behind two children, 6-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter. The criminals who left these children as orphans are still on the run.
There are more than one. More than one, I have said. Clues हैं? Yes. तभी तो leads तो हैं, तभी तो बोल रहे हैं आपको.
For the police in Lucknow, cracking this case is a prestigious issue. The attack took place on the outskirts of the city in Mohanlalganj, an area that had become a high-security zone, thanks to the visit of former US President Bill Clinton, where hundreds of policemen were deployed. Where was the law when Lucknow's Nirbhaya needed help? With camera person Ramesh Verma in Lucknow, this is Anand Zanane for NDTV.
Well, on the program this evening, is rape only a statistic in Uttar Pradesh? Are these latest remarks by Mulayam Singh Yadav really necessary? Joining us now to debate this, Gaurav Bhatia, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Nalin Kohli, spokesperson of the BJP, here with me in the studio, and Madhu Mehra, the women's rights activist and lawyer. Thank you all very much for joining us. Gaurav, let me come to you first. I know the Uttar Pradesh government is trying to help these two children who've lost their mother, who was brutally murdered. A child is 6 years old and the other one being, 11 years old. And therefore it appears that the UP government has actually done something. But my question is this: why was it necessary for Mulayam Singh Yadav to make this remark defending Uttar Pradesh? In the process, aren't you trivializing the horror of those two children and of what that woman suffered?
Vishnu, I would first like to begin by commenting on the recent incident that has happened. And the leaders of the party, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, on a case-to-case, incident-to-incident basis, have always acted promptly, and the state government has given whatever assistance is required in specific cases. Also, most important is registration of FIR and then arrest of the accused persons. You would remember in the Badaयूं case also, within 24 hours, 3 of the 5 accused were arrested, and then another 24 hours, the remaining 2 were arrested. In this case also, I have been told that 2 arrests have been made now. Now, this is one aspect of it. The other, you mentioned about the financial assistance. I think that was required, and the state definitely has a larger role to play in curbing crime. In that also, I would like to point out that UP is the first state where a women's power line has been opened, which has addressed 2 lakh complaints within 1.5 years.
No, Gaurav,
now, very recently,
you're
day
not
before
answering my
yesterday.
question.
No, just let me make this one point. Just day before yesterday, the Chief Minister has constituted a committee headed by the Chief Secretary, which would look into all crimes against women and also issues pertaining to such ghastly incidents, which I think is a welcoming sign. Now, your question was that why did Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav say that crime in UP is less than other states? This is another issue, and let us not mix a rape incident with statistics which go a long way to show the real picture of a state. The National Crime Record Bureau data that you also must have accessed is in front of me, and I will tell you that it's not about what Mr. Anand Zanane or any reporter of yours was saying that UP is 4th on the list. There is a percentage and incident rate which is very apparent in the report. And I will tell you that Madhya Pradesh, with 1/3 of the population, has 1.5 times of the rape incidents.
Gaurav, again, I'm sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you, but this doesn't sound
No,
right.
please,
we
go
are
ahead.
talking about rape, the horror of those 2 children, the woman who has been murdered in this most brutal manner. I am asking you, why are we
So,
talking about
Vishnu, I did
statistics
answer-
and defending Uttar Pradesh? Why was that necessary
No,
now?
now please understand. When a reporter would come and he says that the law and order in UP is on the rise, what is the basis on which you can answer a reporter? Would it not be a report from a credible source like National Crime Record Bureau?
No, I'm not getting
State
into the
has a
statistics.
population of 21 crores.
You see, this is the point.
No,
Gaurav, this is not about statistics. We report rape cases in
We have not
Maharashtra,
made
we
it about
report rape
statistics.
cases in Delhi, in West Bengal, in Kerala, every part of the country. We are not trying to attack
Vishnu.
UP, nobody is. And sir, don't defend Uttar Pradesh when we are talking about what a woman has gone through, what those 2 children are going through now. I'm
do
just
you
saying,
think any of the party
isn't it
leaders has defended
isn't it horrifically insensitive, sir, for a senior leader to be talking about a statistic? Is that what rapes have become? A statistic? And now he is
Vishnu,
saying that, look, it's okay,
No,
UP
it
is better
not
than Madhya
every-
Pradesh.
every
Is that
incident
what
of
you're
rape-
talking about?
Every incident of rape, let me tell you, pains the state authorities as well and our leaders as well.
Okay.
And the state is doing every bit that is possible to ensure that the crime rate in UP comes down.
Okay.
It has in the past 2 years, which I can show you. I'm not going to get into the statistics debate. I am on a larger issue that if a reporter comes in, he says that the crime graph is rising in the state of UP.
Okay, you're
then you
contesting
cannot
that.
talk about,
I accept that point.
I am saying,
I accept that
Yes,
point.
that is my only
I
point.
accept the
Otherwise,
point
on
that
a
you are
case
trying to
case-
make about crime graph. But the larger issue over here
Yes.
is that rape is not just a statistic. It's a reflection of
it
a
is
reality
not,
in a
absolutely.
state.
That is why
Not just
last
in UP,
1.5
but in other
years
states.
I've-
Okay, look,
In
Gaurav,
every
Gaurav,
state,
bear
in
with
every
me.
incident,
Gaurav,
the
bear with
state
me
government
because
has
I
to
don't want to
act
do
promptly.
all the sort of questioning in a sense. I think Nalin has a point as well. Go ahead, Nalin.
Well, I think, the 3-4 things. First of all, one is the larger issue that we need to deal, and we are dealing with a very sick man mentality, because this is horrific, the way it's happening and the kind of brutality we are seeing repeatedly. Of course, in Uttar Pradesh, there have been 2 cases, the Badaयूं case and now this one. And both of them are horrific. In any case, every rape act or any sexual assault is horrific because it has phenomenal impact on the lady concerned, and it can sometimes be almost through the life. But let's get back to the specific thing. I think the problem here we are facing is, number one, the Samajwadi Party leader, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, is not exactly speaking correctly, and he's speaking pathetically, if I may put it bluntly. And it starts off during the election. When you start off with a comment like, boys will make mistake, you're almost putting in place a patriarchal kind of mindset. Oh, the boys are entitled to do it. And then you will go on and say, can anyone get the death sentence for it? There is just no justification in a civilized society for that. So that's where the problem starts from. And consistently, Gaurav, of course, as a spokesperson, has to defend his party chief. He's stuck there. But it's absolutely incorrect about the approach of the. Second is the next question is about the way Uttar Pradesh administration functions. Now their own party people, if you have, this Wild West kind of thing, get out of, you win an election, ride a horse, start shooting in the air, and you are out there, a big leader. And this kind of approach that Samajwadi Party is protecting, because people are complaining about law and... No, because what happens?
Vishnu,
it is linked. Let me finish. Gaurav, I heard you. Let me finish. My point is, the minute you are setting lawlessness in and not tackling lawlessness, one is a mentality, not tackling it, it is going to start taking worse and worse forms. Because you are letting criminals move. So it's a matter of one act today, another. My third is, just to finish, since he brought up Madhya Pradesh, I'm glad he did. Let's talk only on statistics. Madhya Pradesh, we don't know.
That is what we are trying not to do.
No. I'm not coming to
statistics.
Statistics. No, I want to point out. I have not yet ever heard Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan say a single thing that can be considered derogatory to women. And I can count repeatedly leaders of the Samajwadi Party, Naresh Agarwal, Ram Gopal Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav, Akhilesh Yadav, Chief Minister, saying something that comes in the zone of being insensitive. And if you are talking of another thing, Uttar Pradesh has, you are a lawyer, you understand this, as do I. Reporting of crime also leads to, if you do not report crimes, do not file FIRs, you can say we are doing better. What we need is filing of more this and action being taken.
In Uttar Pradesh.
Well, I mean, in Uttar Pradesh,
dramatically.
What?
The reporting of rape cases.
Well, it is going up.
That's a welcome state.
So therefore, what I'm not saying it's a welcome state. I'm saying what you need, the next stage is filing of charge sheet, and you are supposed to have the guilty in the jail. It's a cycle that has to be completed. It just can't be about filing.
Okay, Gaurav, go ahead before
and
I
Madhya Pradesh, of course.
Gaurav,
in the last year only,
I need to go to Madhu, but Gaurav, very briefly, yes.
Yeah. I'll try to give you an example. What would sensitivity be all about? The erstwhile government, the chief minister never visited any of the victims of rape. But in this case, in our government, our senior leaders, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has been visiting the victims. He's been doing the needful. And not just financial help. It is about support from medical assistance, having the best forensic team at the spot in Badayu's case to collect forensic evidence. The accused were arrested within 24 hours. And every rape incident, I can tell you, we have been monitoring it. The arrests are being made at the earliest within a span of 24 hours and 48 hours. I think that is encouraging.
All the time.
Second thing I would say, Mr. Nalin Kohli says that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav had said that boys would be boys and there should be no capital punishment. Let me just tell him that he was talking in context of a juvenile in the Maharashtra case, and as of today there is a juvenile act which says that below 18 you would treat him as a juvenile. There is a separate set of law, and he was asking for an open debate on this, whether there should be capital punishment or not. That should not be misconstrued.
Boys will be boys is an open debate on capital punishment in a rape case?
Yes.
That's a weird logic.
Please listen to that speech.
I have. I've not heard it once. I've had multiple times. I couldn't believe. No, I'm telling you, I couldn't believe a former chief minister saying that.
He was talking about the juvenile system in the country.
I'm sorry, he was speaking in Muradabad. Don't try to filibuster on this. He was speaking in Muradabad and we know exactly why he was saying that. Would you like me to go down that route, Gaurav?
Okay,
be careful. Don't go down that route. We'll open a new debate.
Just wait. Both of you, one moment.
See, you made a comment, I'm replying to it.
No, Gaurav, you made your point. It's not as if I've prevented you from making your point. You made your point. I want to go across to Madhu Mehra, who's been listening in very, very patiently. Madhu, if you look at the larger issue, despite the laws that exist in the country, despite the fact that that rape is something which figures in the media, people know that it is a crime, you still have situations like this. What happened in Lucknow, in a sense, is almost is as bad as what happened with Nirbhaya in Delhi. What more can be done? We can talk about it. The governments can claim they're doing things, but there is a larger social issue here.
I would like to say that it's not just a social issue; it's a political issue and it's a legal issue. It's an issue through which we can assess and gauge the state response towards women, their security and their equality in society. And we see UP consistently floundering on that. Although all states are doing badly, but I am forced to say that UP has been consistently floundering on that. It's not about one case. It's not about whether they have put they've registered an FIR and they've done arrests in this particular case. If the leader of the ruling party in UP consistently makes statements such as the one Mulayam Singh has been making, it shows the casual response towards women's security and women's dignity. We are not interested in bureaucratized responses of helplines and special committees and so on, because all these committees can do in the absence of a political will is to do paperwork. And we know on the ground we deal with many social workers and service providers who are frustrated with doing paperwork, but there is no response. As far as prompt response goes, I would like to ask what has happened to the 2 policemen in Badaयूं who tried to scuttle registration of the case, who did not act. Under the new law, under section 166A, they should be criminally prosecuted. I would like to hear what is the status of the policemen. It's not about what they did in Badaयूं after a lot of noise was raised, but it is about what did they do about the colluding police officers. There is the Muzaffarnagar cases as well. The Supreme Court has said arrests should be made. These FIRs were lodged in November 2013. Charge sheets have not been filed. The medical was done nearly 1 month or more later. The 164 statements were taken 3 months later. What kind of efficiency and political will is this? And I think this is the real picture by which you actually gauge the state response and its view of women's security and women's dignity. I am sorry, I refuse to accept stories of these helplines and so on and so forth. They are an eyewash because they're not empowered to take action. It's the police that takes action. What is the accountability for police for inaction? That is what we want to hear.
Gaurav,
Can I respond?
Yes, Gaurav, go ahead. Last word to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Vishnu, I would take it one by one. First of all, I would like to tell Madhuji that in the case of Badaयूं rape incident, the 2 police officers who were found to be guilty were also arrested, and 2 other officers who were not registering the FIR were expelled from service. Then she spoke about the power line on a case-to-case basis.
Excuse me.
I am on the criminal arrest also. Madhuji, I also said
we are talking about criminal prosecution. The new law
I am talking about arrest is a criminal measure.
Not criminally
Arrest is a criminal measure, ma'am. It is not a disciplinary measure.
You said
Second, you spoke about Muzaffarnagar. I was telling you departmental proceedings as well as criminal proceedings. Second, you spoke about Muzaffarnagar riots. Let me just tell you that the state was more sensitive in extending all the help, financial and otherwise, in terms of actions. 164 statements were recorded in each and every case.
Excuse me.
But 164 statements are again part of the criminal process. In fact, the state government said that we will get their 164 statements recorded again before a female magistrate. That is what the state government said. And charge sheets have been filed in some of the cases.
On the directions of the Supreme Court, not on its own.
Madhuji, much before that, because I appeared in that matter and with some
looking
responsibility.
At the Supreme Court judgment.
Yeah. Yes, before the Supreme Court, at that time,
I'm assuming as the facts stated correctly.
164 statement had been recorded before a male magistrate.
Was recorded
male
3
magistrate.
months subsequently.
Madhuji, let's not get into that. Second, about the women's power line. Let me.
Madhu, let him make his point. Madhu, I just want him to finish the point. Madhu, go ahead. Sorry,
about
Gaurav,
the
go ahead.
women's power line, Vishnu, one very important aspect, the women's power line is not a bureaucratic structure. They are police officers sitting in that helpline, and imagine the kind of relief that victims are getting, that they are not going to the police station. They can just make a call and the police officer would come to them and would register an FIR, and they have registered 2 lakh complaints and FIRs there in 1.5 years time. I think that is a commendable effort done by the state government.
Okay, look, one way or the other, these numbers and these stories are absolutely horrific.
Well,
Gaurav, the one thing that Gaurav, you have added to this program in terms of information is that just a moment, Madhu, is that 2 people have been arrested right, in the Lucknow murder case. That's what you are telling us now,
Yes.
2 people?
Today, yes, Vishnu. 2 persons have been arrested. I have taken instructions from a very senior officer. Yes.
Madhu, very briefly you, and then Nalin. Madhu, go ahead.
Well, in the 7 gang rapes of Muzaffarnagar that are before the Supreme Court, there are 24 accused, only 2 have been arrested. These are named accused. So, there is a whole issue of some high profile cases only because the media catches them and they become acutely embarrassing. But I would say that the typical way of assessing the state response is, what is the response of its senior most leaders? In this case, callous, consistently callous. What is the response of the police when the cases are filed? And I would like to agree that a lot of the low reporting results in reduced figures. So it's very easy to rely upon just statistics and explain rape. The issue of rape and the state response to rape is not so much the numbers but the quality of state response.
Okay.
And I appreciate that there are helplines, but without a strong political will and condemnation of such cases when these happen, we can't create an environment where we are signaling to the public at large that the state is serious. We are creating an environment of
all right,
impunity.
Madhu, you make your point. You make your point very, very effectively. You're talking about the will of the government in Uttar Pradesh. It needs to be far more substantial, you feel, than what it is now. Nalin, just very briefly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, in just a single sentence, I think one important point, and that's the point that Gaurav is missing, is the fact that at the end of the day, the political will is extremely important because it sends a message not only down the bureaucracy and the machinery, it sends a message also down to the political functionaries at every level, that this is just not acceptable.
Vishnu, just 5 seconds, Vishnu. The last thing I would like to tell Mr. Nalin Kohli is that the Chief Minister himself condemned the incident, and not just condemned.
Well, actually,
he said immediate action should be taken.
I'm not saying anything on the Chief Minister today.
Additional Director General of Police also convened a press conference and apprised what action has been
all right,
taken.
Gaurav.
So the state government would
Gaurav,
ensure that
all I can say is,
the
response has to be far more sensitive. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. But I would like to thank you for repeatedly coming on board, at least letting us know the views of the UP government. This happens over and over again. Thank you for speaking out on your view.
I value the input given by all the speakers here.
All right.